MotorWeek is made possible by Tire Rack.
When we first tested Oldsmobile's Alero coupe and sedan 18 months ago, we praised its tight, nimble handling, its punchy 4- and 6-cylinder power plants, and its very competitive pricing. But at the time, a 4-speed automatic was the only transmission, and we felt that a manual would go a long way in enhancing the Alero's sporting nature. Well, apparently so did Oldsmobile. Now the Alero comes standard with a Getrag 5-speed manual. So now that we've gotten our wish, were we right? Of course we were. We know about these kinds of things, right? But seriously, all inflated sentiments of self-importance aside, we will admit to great fun being had ringing out the power band in the 2000 Oldsmobile Alero with the aid of its newly acquired 5-speed manual transmission. But as is usually the case when you get what you wish for, you find out you want more. So while we feel the match with a 4-cylinder is fine for starters, a V6 would be better. Still, the Alero's twin-cam 16-valve 2.4-liter 4 with 150 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque is nearly as large and powerful as the V6s that some import brand competitors brandish, and the Alero is a lot less money. It pulled us to 60 in 8.3 seconds, trimming 3/10 off a run we clocked early in the year when testing the 4-cylinder 4-speed automatic Alero. The quarter mile was conquered in 16.2 seconds at 87 miles per hour. We like the way the torquey big-bore 4-banger pulls strongly and consistently throughout the power band. The gearing of the Getrag 5-speed seems well matched, if only a little more effort could be made taking some of the rubbery feel out of the cable shift linkage. We have less restrained praise when it comes to the Alero's crisp handling characteristics, as the geometry of the McPherson strut A-arm front and tri-link rear suspension has been dialed in to produce a nearly neutral handling front-wheel drive car. Indeed, it's not until pushed in our emergency lane change exercise that the Alero demonstrates the cornering push associated with having so much hardware over the front wheels. The speed-sensitive rack and pinion steering delivers quick and precise turn-ins with a moderate amount of feedback. Anti-roll bars at front and rear keep the body roll in check, although our testers noted feeling tossed around during side-to-side transitions. But unless you're cutting cones in a construction zone, that won't be a problem when you're in touring mode. The Alero's compliant suspension and 107-inch wheelbase readily soak up the imperfections associated with back-road transit, and while the interstate ride is slightly choppy, it's not annoying. Enhancing the driving reverie is a comfortable, ergonomically well-done cabin, and the fact you can get the 5-speed in both sedan and coupe. Our GL Coupe tester came with Kona cloth upholstery covering the supportive front buckets. It also came with the optional 6-way power front seat for the driver. That faces a standard tilting steering wheel. The leather wrapping comes courtesy of an option package and an easily read cluster of gauges. Our Alero came with the optional 100-watt dynamic bass audio system with an auto-reverse cassette deck, CD player, and 6-speaker layout. It's well worth the extra $350. It, along with the logically placed climate controls underneath, features simple, easy-to-operate controls. Several of the staff 6-footers remarked on the Alero's roominess up front, and some of that roominess carries over into the coupe's rear as well. There you'll find nearly the same room as offered by the Alero sedan. While behind the split-folding seatbacks, you'll find a most generous 14.6 cubic feet of grocery hauling trunk space. You won't need a whole lot more space than that when it comes to hauling the Alero to a stop. We average stops from 60 in a scant 110 feet, with the front and rear disc 4-wheel ABS system getting high marks in pedal feel and stability. Base price on our Alero GL tester is $18,185. Throw in a couple of options and we're out the door for a still modest $19,850. A slightly cheaper GX model is available, and so is a top-of-the-line GLS. With the addition of the 5-speed manual transmission, our wish for a more sporting Alero came true. And while we're trying not to let our hardly paranormal success go to our heads, we'll be channeling thoughts of a fire-breathing Alero with a twin-turbo V6 and close-ratio 6-speed tranny towards the Oldsmobile HQ. Fellow disciples are welcome to join in.